I just built an AI system that helps me prepare for sales calls in just 2 minutes, instead of the 40 minutes I used to spend before. Here is how it works. I'm launching my system, which waits for a trigger. The trigger is simple. When a client books a call with me, the system runs automatically. First, it scrapes the client's website to gather a full company overview. Then, it searches for the LinkedIn profile using their name. It analyzes the LinkedIn profile to gather insights about the company, industry, and activity. And then, it searches the web for relevant news about the company, adding context and depth. And finally, it provides me with a summary, including who the person is, their role and profession, the company they work for, its industry, services, products, and how long it's been on the market. And the most important part, it's key discussion points for the call. So it means that I get a ready-to-use script for the call, making my preparation effortless. Now let's break down how to build this system from scratch, and I'll give you a step-by-step guide. So my system is built on an anytime platform. I like it because it's convenient and flexible. The first step in my automation is Calendly trigger. It means that the system is waiting for a new trigger or event to be scheduled in my Calendly account. When a user books a call with me and a new event is created in Calendly, the automation is triggered. So here, in the first step, you need to connect your Calendly account. Let me show you how to do it. First of all, go to your calendly.com and login. Then, in the left part of the page, you will see Integrations and Apps option, this option we need, and here type in the search bar API. You will see option API and webhooks. So click on this option and then you can generate a token. Once you generate your token, please copy it and return to N10. In N10, insert the Calendly token into the first node, its Calendly trigger. And now let's test the node to be sure that scheduled meetings in Calendly are detected correctly in N10. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to launch my automation, clicking test workflow button. Then I'm going to go to my Calendly account. I'm selecting any date to test this flow, anytime. Here I'm providing my name, surname, my email. The company I'm working for is Profigent, Profigent.ai. And I'm providing topics I'd like to discuss. For example, how can I use AI in sales? I'm clicking Schedule Event button. And once the booking is triggered, the system extracts key information from the Calendly event, such as the user's name, email, website, and the topic they want to discuss. And this information I store in my second node, which is called Set Variables, because it's very convenient that you have this information about the user stored in the separate variables. And first of all, I'm going to analyze the user's website. And for this, I'm using Firecrawl platform because it offers different options for scraping a website. Let me briefly show you how it works. Let's go to Firecrawl, and once you log into the system, you can see that there are several options in the playground for scraping a website. The first endpoint here is called Scrape, and it allows you to scrape only the one specific URL, meaning one page, without analyzing the nested pages. And as a result, you can get content only from that one single page. Another endpoint here is the crawl, which allows you to scrape a specific URL and all its available subpages. The next endpoint is map, which tries to gather all the URLs from the selected website. And the last endpoint here is called extract, which enables you to get structured data from a specific page or multiple pages or an entire website using an LLM. So here you also can use your prompt to specify what exactly you want to retrieve. In my case, I use the crawl endpoint because I input the main page of my client's website and I get information from this main page and all its subpages or nested pages. And it's pretty much enough to get an overall understanding of the company and what it does. So here in Firecrawl, you can also get your API key by navigating to API keys section. Once you generate your API key, let's return to Anyden. In Anyden, in order to send requests to Firecrawl, we are going to do the following. First of all, we use the post method. Then in the URL, we specify the crawl endpoint, as I explained you before. And then we send headers. In the headers, we provide the following information. First of all, it's authorization header. And here we need to insert our Firecrawl API key. Another header is content type, and content type is application/JSON. Since we are using the post method, we need to send a request body. In the request body, we specify that we want to scrape and analyze the main page of the website. This is information that was captured from Calendly event. Then we indicate in the request body that we also want to scrape 10 nested pages. You can see here that I'm specifying limit 10. It means that I'm going to scrape 10 nested pages. And also I specified that the format should be markdown. Once this step is done, I'm going to wait for a few seconds. Specifically in my case, I'm waiting for 30 seconds so that Firecrawl can analyze all the pages and extract the necessary information. Because if we don't set this way, there is a chance that Firecrawl won't have enough time to analyze everything and won't return any information. Then the next node is get result from Firecrawl, and this node is responsible for retrieving the scraped data from Firecrawl after the website crawling process is completed. So here we have get method, and we are taking this URL from Firecrawl to fetch the results of our scraping request. Then I also save this scraped data into variable. So at this stage, I have gathered information from the website. Again, it's from main page and all subpages. And now I'm going to analyze this information. And in the next step, in my case, it's called Generate Company Overview. I'm going to use LLM to analyze this information. Here I ask OpenAI to provide a structured summary about the company based on the information collected in the previous step. What I want to know the company's name, what the company does, its industry, and services they offer. So the main goal here is to get a complete view of the company, and OpenAI helps me to achieve it. Once OpenAI returns the data, I store this data into a variable called company info. Now, what we're going to do next? The next section in my automation is personal LinkedIn scraping, and it's marked in green in my screen. Because I'm going to find all the information from different angles about the person, based on their website, based on their LinkedIn. I'm trying to find information online, and that's why the next step here is to find LinkedIn profile of the user and then scrape it. I'm sure that you've seen how the advanced Google search works when we write the following. We write site, column, linkedin.com, and then our username and company. In my case, I'm writing Regina Kutz, and company I work for is Profigent. The search will return my LinkedIn page. The reason I use both the name and the company in the query, because I'm going to find a specific and unique user. Without using the company name, I might get multiple results, and of course, I don't need this situation. That's why I'm using my name plus company name. And in order to automate this entire process at the programmatic level using an API, I use Rapid API platform. And let me briefly show you how to set it up. First of all, navigate to rabbitapi.com/hub. Then on the main page, search for Google Search API. I use this provider. Click on this provider, and here on the page there will be option to subscribe to test this API. I already using this API, and in my case I see the button test endpoint, but if you're new to this provider, there will be option to subscribe. Here you can choose your free plan. It means that for the first time you'll be able to use this API provider for free. You can subscribe, and then this API will be available for you to use. You can copy your API and go back to N8N and paste this API key to find link to personal LinkedIn node. This module will return the LinkedIn profile of the user, and once we have this link, we're going to scrape it. So again, for this purpose, I'm using Rabbit API, but with a different provider. Let's go to Rabbit API, and on the main page, we're going to search for LinkedIn data. LinkedIn data. I'm using this provider, and again, we need to subscribe to test this API. And once you subscribed, on the left panel, you can see the following option: use person data, deep. So it means that we will be performing deep research on a person in LinkedIn. So here you can find your API, and you need to copy this information and paste it to your N8N automation. After we obtained this API key, we are ready to scrape users' LinkedIn. We are going back to N8N. We paste this information to scrape personal LinkedIn module. And let me show you how to set up this module. Here we used post method, and the endpoint, as I mentioned before, ends with person deep, meaning that we are performing a deep analysis of the user's page. Then we have to send headers, including content type is application/JSON. There also should be our Rabbit API host and API key that we got previously. In the request body, we specify the URL of the user's profile, and this profile will be scraped. So once data is retrieved, I will save it in a variable again. At this stage, we already have information about the company and the LinkedIn profile of our client. But of course, it's not enough, because we want to get a deeper analysis. That's why I'm going to use Perplexity with its deep analysis mode to find information available on the internet about the client, including negative reviews, their weaknesses, and so on. The next step in my automation is to send a request to Perplexity. Here I'm using post method, the URL is ending like chat completions, and we also have to specify the headers, and in our headers we will pass the information about our API key. So here we have authorization token, and this is our API key from Perplexity. In the request body, we ask Perplexity to act as an expert news researcher with access to high-quality sources, and the goal is to find the most relevant and up-to-date news about a given company, including critical reviews or controversies. After this step is done, we should receive additional information about the company found through Perplexity across the internet and negative reviews. This step is important because we need to understand the weaknesses of our client. That's why I'm asking Perplexity to find some negative reviews. So now we have a lot of information about our client, including data from their website, the LinkedIn profile, and information found online. And now we need to consolidate all this information and to get answers to the following questions: who our client is, what does their company do, and what we should talk about during the call. For this purpose, I'm going to use OpenAI and ask the model to analyze all the collected information and answer our questions. As you can see here, the last block in my automation is the conclusion block. First of all, I ask OpenAI to provide me with the summary about the person based on their LinkedIn profile. I'm going to open my prompt, and you can see here that I want to know their job title, their role, company size, industry, skills, connections, and what they post about on LinkedIn. In the next node, I'm asking the model to provide an overview of the company based on the information we scraped from their website and found through Perplexity on the internet. And then, before moving on to the final step, where AI helps us to create a call script, I'm going to refer to Airtable to fetch information about my company, about Profigent. And let me show you how it works and why this information is needed. I'm navigating to my Airtable, and here in the company info column, I've outlined all the details about my company, what we do, the solutions we provide, and how the solutions can help our clients. And this step is very important because this step lets my system know the information about my company and only then suggest topics and a script for the call, making sure that we match the client's needs with our services. Only after my system fetched all the information about my company from Airtable, I have a node called Topics to Discuss, and here I provide all the details about my client, which I've obtained from their website, LinkedIn, and other online sources, as well as the topics the client wants to discuss during the call. This information I took from Calendly. And then I ask OpenAI to generate a great call script that I can use to communicate with the client. And the script should include the following information. First of all, there should be a quick, friendly intro. Then we need to discuss 5 key questions, value proposition, focus areas, critical talking points, benefits, and closing and next steps. So you can see that here I will get really nice and full script for our conversation. Once the system analyzed and processed all the data, I save it to Airtable under the client's column, so all the information will be in the same place. Let me show you how it looks like. In this table, I have the following columns: the client's name, email, website, overview of the person based on their LinkedIn data, overview of the company based on their website and information found on the internet using Perplexity. There is also a column for topics to discuss, where I have the ready-made script that I can use during our conversation with the client. And as you can see here, everything was analyzed and added to the Airtable using this system. It's very convenient and easy. So guys, that's all that I wanted to share with you in this video, and I hope it was helpful. I also hope that you saw how amazing AI could be to help you find and analyze all the necessary information about your clients, and it can help you to prepare for sales calls in just 2 minutes. Thank you for watching this video, and see you.